Welcome to a journey of self-improvement and mental resilience. Picture mental strength as the engine that propels you through life. It's the resilience to face stress, the fortitude to overcome challenges, and the positivity to keep moving forward. It's about adjusting your sails in the storm, not just waiting for the storm to pass. But did you know that some of your everyday habits might be subtly chipping away at this engine, this mental strength, without you even realizing it? Yes, there are certain patterns we unknowingly follow that can slowly drain our mental energy, leaving us feeling depleted and stuck. Over the next few minutes, we'll delve into these habits, shedding light on how they can be detrimental to our mental fortitude. But don't worry, it's not all doom and gloom. We'll also explore how to break free from these habits and reclaim your mental strength. So let's uncover the habits that could be silently eroding your mental strength. Habit number 1. Constantly seeking validation from others. This habit often creeps into our lives unnoticed. It's the little voice in your head that whispers, "Do they like me? Did I do well enough? Am I good enough?" We all want to be liked and accepted, but when we hinge our self-worth on the opinions of others, we risk becoming hostages to their judgments. This habit of seeking approval reveals itself in various ways. Perhaps you're always checking your social media for likes or comments, or maybe you find it hard to make decisions without consulting others. You might even find yourself altering your behavior, beliefs, or appearance to fit what you perceive others want or expect. But why does this weaken our mental strength? Well, when we rely on external validation, we give away our power. We allow other people's opinions to dictate our self-worth, our happiness, and our decisions. This leads to a shaky foundation of self-esteem that can crumble when faced with criticism or rejection. So how can we combat this habit? Let's start by focusing on building self-confidence and self-validation. The first step is to recognize your worth and the value you bring to the world. This isn't about arrogance or self-importance. It's about understanding that you are enough, just as you are. Next, let's practice self-validation. This means acknowledging your feelings, thoughts, and achievements without needing others to do it for you. It could be as simple as telling yourself, "I did a great job today," or "My feelings in this situation are valid." Finally, reduce your reliance on others for approval. It's okay to seek advice or feedback, but remember, the final decision is always yours. You know yourself better than anyone else. Trust your judgment. Building self-confidence and self-validation takes time and practice. But remember, small steps can lead to significant changes. Start by setting one goal for yourself, like spending 5 minutes each day acknowledging your achievements, or making one decision each week without seeking approval. Remember, your worth comes from within, not from the opinions of others. The second habit is dwelling on negative thoughts and experiences. Imagine a garden where you are the gardener, and your thoughts are the seeds. If you plant seeds of negativity, your mind becomes a breeding ground for thorny bushes of pessimism. Negative self-talk and rumination are like these thorny bushes, leaving little space for anything else to grow. They take up valuable mental real estate, often overshadowing the positive, fruitful thoughts that could be flourishing instead. Let's pause for a moment and think about how often you might replay a mistake or an embarrassing moment in your mind. You might find yourself trapped in a loop, reliving the event over and over. This is what we call rumination, and it's like walking on a treadmill. You're moving, but you're not getting anywhere. You're stuck in place, reliving the past, which drains your mental energy and hinders your growth. Dwelling on negativity is like carrying a backpack filled with rocks. The longer you carry it, the heavier it feels, and the more it slows you down. Over time, this burden can become unbearable, leading to stress, anxiety, and even depression. So how can you lighten this load and cultivate a more positive and resilient mindset? Here are a few strategies. Firstly, recognize your negative thoughts. Awareness is the first step towards change. When a negative thought arises, acknowledge it, but don't let it take root. Secondly, challenge these thoughts. Ask yourself, is this thought based on facts, or is it just my interpretation? Often you'll find that it's the latter. Thirdly, replace negativity with positivity. For every negative thought, think of a positive one. This practice helps to rewire your brain over time, promoting a more optimistic outlook. Lastly, practice mindfulness. Being present in the moment prevents you from dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. It allows you to appreciate the here and now, which is a powerful antidote to negativity. Remember, the mind is a powerful tool, and you're in control. You have the power to shape your thoughts, and in turn, your life. Negativity only breeds more negativity. Choose positivity instead. Habit 3 is avoiding challenges and staying in your comfort zone. The comfort zone is a cozy place, isn't it? It's where everything is familiar and predictable. But did you know it's also a place of stagnation? By avoiding challenges, we deny ourselves the chance to grow, to learn, and to strengthen our mental muscles. Think about it like physical fitness. You can't build muscle without pushing beyond your current capabilities. The same holds true for mental strength. Embracing challenges, taking calculated risks, these are the mental equivalents of lifting weights. So how can you step out of your comfort zone? Start small, take on a new task at work, learn a new skill, engage in a challenging conversation. Little by little, these actions build resilience and confidence. Remember, the world outside your comfort zone is vast and full of opportunities. Growth happens outside of the comfort zone. Dare to step out. The fourth habit is neglecting self-care and personal boundaries. Ever heard the saying, "Your body is your temple"? It's a timeless reminder that our physical health is deeply intertwined with our mental well-being. When you're physically drained, your mental strength takes a hit too. It's easy to fall into the trap of overextending ourselves, especially in a world that often seems to reward those who are always on the go. But there's a hidden cost to this lifestyle. When you're constantly pushing yourself, neglecting your personal needs, and ignoring your body's signals for rest and rejuvenation, your reservoir of mental strength begins to deplete. Let's say you're running a marathon. Would you start the race without enough sleep or without hydrating and fueling your body properly? Probably not. Similarly, you can't expect your mind to function at its best when you're neglecting your basic needs. But self-care goes beyond just taking care of your physical health. It also involves setting and maintaining personal boundaries. These boundaries are like invisible lines that define what we're comfortable with and how much we're willing to tolerate. They safeguard our time, our energy, and our emotional space. When we fail to set boundaries, we allow others to overstep and take more than we're willing to give. This can leave us feeling drained, overwhelmed, and mentally exhausted. On the other hand, when we establish clear boundaries, we protect our mental energy and create space for self-growth. So how can you start practicing better self-care and setting healthier boundaries? It begins with listening to your body and acknowledging your limits. Rest when you need to. Say no when something doesn't align with your values or priorities. And remember, it's okay to put yourself first sometimes. Ultimately, self-care isn't about indulgence. It's about preservation. It's about taking care of your physical, emotional, and mental well-being so you can show up as your best self. Self-care isn't selfish. It's necessary for mental strength. The final habit is comparing yourself to others. This habit can be as stealthy as a cat and as damaging as a hurricane. It's when you measure your worth based on someone else's success, a practice that can erode your mental strength over time. Why is this so destructive? Because it's like comparing your behind-the-scenes footage to someone else's highlight reel. You're seeing their success without witnessing the struggles, the failures, and the hard work that led to it. It's not a fair comparison, and it's certainly not a helpful one. Instead of focusing on how others are doing, why not turn the spotlight on your own journey? Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Learn from your failures instead of letting them define you. And always remember, your journey is as unique as you are. It's not meant to be a carbon copy of someone else's. Your journey is unique. Embrace it. To recap, we've explored 5 habits that can weaken your mental strength. The first is the constant quest for validation from others. This habit undermines your self-confidence, making you reliant on others for approval. The second habit is dwelling on negative thoughts and experiences. This drains your mental energy and hinders your growth. The third habit is avoiding challenges and staying within your comfort zone, which can stunt your personal growth. The fourth habit is neglecting self-care and ignoring personal boundaries, which can leave you feeling drained and weakened. Finally, the fifth habit is comparing yourself to others, which is often an unfair comparison and can be detrimental to your mental strength. Each of these habits can hold you back from reaching your full potential. However, by identifying and working on breaking these habits, you can start to build your mental resilience. It's the small, consistent changes that make a big difference. Remember, building mental strength is a journey. Start today, one small step at a time.